Right, I'd like to call a regular meeting of council to order Tuesday, August 3rd, 2021. Any additions to the agenda? And approval of the agenda, please. Councillor Lehman? Sorry, Councillor Kirkauka? Oh, yes, removal of
9.2.
Yes, thank you for the reminder. 9.2 needs to be removed as the Legion has decided a different direction there. Does that need to be a motion, Ms. Thompson? No. Okay. Approval of the agenda, please. Councillor Lehman?
That the Tuesday, August 3rd, 2021 regular council meeting agenda be adopted as presented.
Seconder, Councillor Norbury. All in favor? Sorry, Ms. Thompson?
Sorry, thank you, Mayor Bertrand. It needs to be adopted as amended.
As amended.
Oh, sorry.
Apologize. Seconder is okay with that. Councillor Norbury. All in favor as amended? Carried, thank you. Adoption of the minutes. Recommendation, please. Councillor Kirkauka.
That the Monday, July 5th, 2021 regular meeting of council minutes be adopted as presented.
Seconder, Councillor Majinski. All in favor? Opposed? Carried, thank you. Any business arising from the minutes, council? Staff?
Nothing.
Thank you. Moving on to consent agenda. Recommendation, please. Councillor Norbury.
That all items in the Tuesday, August 3rd, 2021 consent agenda be moved for appropriation.
Seconder, Councillor Majinski. All in favor? Opposed? Carried, thank you. Any items from the consent agenda council would like to lift? I'd like to move 7.2 for discussion. Seconder, Councillor Lehman. All in favor? Opposed? Carried, thank you. Ms. Thompson, can we get an update on this project, please?
Thank you, Mayor Bertrand. So, as you can read from the correspondence that was sent from Urban Systems, there were a few outstanding items. I believe that we will be finishing the solar panel installation this week, so it will be lighted. Urban Systems was project managing it for us, and in light of the length of the time that the project has taken, they have given us that $2,000 credit on their project management. So fingers crossed that it will be completed by the end of this week.
Okay, thank you. Thank you to you and your staff for getting this to completion as well. Any other comments, questions? Okay. Councillor Kirkauka.
I'd like to bring forward 7.3.
7.3 for discussion. To seconder, Councillor Majinski. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Thank you. Councillor Kirkauka.
So not knowing what council's schedule is with other minister meetings, I'm not sure if they've gotten back to staff yet or not, but we should also be looking at either doing day 1 or day 2 here with Northern Health. I mean, we have some concerns, still have some concerns. I think it just needs to be bring to light. Again, I mean, we deal with Northern Health with our representative, but it's nice to be able to meet with the uppers and see if there's anything else we can do. I believe Ms. Thompson is still waiting for the contract that Northern Health uses. I'd be like to compare it if she's still waiting for that to happen from Melanie.
Ms. Thompson.
Thank you, Mayor Bertrand. I actually received it today to review.
Perfect. That's one thing we don't have to talk about.
Excellent.
I just wonder if maybe we could just ask staff to wait till all the minister meetings come in and then schedule this in between.
Yeah.
Whether it's the Monday or the Wednesday.
Yeah, that's right. Ms. Thompson, have you received any correspondence from the province in regards to our UBCM meetings?
Thank you, Mayor Bertrand. All the submissions have been made, but we don't have confirmation of times yet, so that'll be coming here in the next week or two.
Okay, so I'd like to make a motion. This is our only opportunity to meet with the CEO and the board chair. So I think it is important for us to meet with them as well. So I'll make a motion that council directs staff to coordinate and schedule a meeting with Northern Health CEO and board chair during UBCM. Seconder, Councillor Lehman, discussion. Councillor Lehman?
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. I think this is probably one of the more important meetings that we should attend. And I think, you know, if it comes right down to it, you know, I'd be willing to skip whatever else is in conflict to rather meet with Northern Health than, you know, the Minister of maybe Community Affairs or Forestry. I think this is one that we need to pay close attention to.
I agree. We certainly could split up and divide and conquer if need be, Ms. Thompson. Any other questions, comments? Councillor Majinski?
Thank you, Mayor. Do we have a list of questions that we have to ask compiled as of yet, or discussion items?
Not yet, no. Not for Northern Health, not yet. Councillor?
Do you think we could have something beforehand, before we have the meeting, so we're all up to date, and then we can stand on?
Absolutely. I would assume our September meeting, we could talk about that. Get that all wrapped up beforehand. Absolutely. Good suggestions there. Thank you. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Thank you. Any other items council would like to lift? I'd like to lift 7.7 for discussion. Seconder. Councillor Norbury, all in favor? Opposed? Carried. Thank you. I think we need to support this correspondence in some way. I'm not sure how council feels about the two recommendations or on the letter here, but curious how everyone thinks about it. I think, my opinion, I think we need to support this as well. That the BC Snowmobile Federation is in support as well. So I think a combined effort would be beneficial. So curious on council's thoughts. Councillor Kirkhalka?
Yeah, I definitely think we should be supported. You know, instead of writing our own, I think we just send a letter of support directly to them and then on to the other ones as well. But I mean, it's viable to our own back in country as well, and viable of our own community when it comes to winter recreation. So I think it's something that should be supported by many municipalities.
Yeah, I agree. Councillor Lehman?
Thank you, Mayor. Yeah, especially since we're the snow capital of Canada.
In 2019.
2019.
Yes, that's right.
You don't lose it.
No, that's right. I agree. Councillor Norbury, did you have something? Okay. So does council like these resolutions here, or are they more inclined for a letter of support? To be honest, I would, my opinion, I would favor the letter of support more so. I don't have a lot of faith in resolutions going to UBCM, to be honest. I think a lot of them end up going there and dying. So I don't have a lot of faith in that organization to move this forward. I think it may be more productive on a municipal level if we went forward that way. But obviously, it is a tool that can be used, but I do like the letter of support better than these two resolutions. Councillor Kirkhalka?
Yeah, and I support both. Letter of support for sure, and we can ask for the tag resolution. We all have an opportunity to stand up. Well, obviously won't be there, but via Zoom to speak either for or against these resolutions, and then we all get a vote. So to me, I think it just shows support. We have the same thing in our backcountry. So, I think we need to look at that. I mean, everybody has their own choice as councillors and as a municipality, as a council. So everybody will have a chance to vote on that resolution at the UBCM.
Okay. As far as the resolutions go, I think I like number 2 better than number 1, but I'd be prepared to read the resolution if Councillor Norbury? No?
Good with that?
Okay. So I'd like to make a motion that council directs staff to provide District of Sicamous a letter of support. Sorry, I'm talking very fast here. For the protection of established snowmobile recreation sites or trails. Seconder, Councillor Krokowka. Discussion. Councillor Majinski.
Just to add on to this, has the Snowmobile Club reached out to our staff any chance in regards to this letter at all?
In regards to this, Ms. Thompson?
Thank you, Member Trent, through council. We have not received any correspondence or any word from the Snowmobile Club.
Maybe something we should do is, if we are gonna go this further, especially if it's at a mainstream meeting or at a mainstream level, just talk to us all the clubs, see what they have to say. Because they might even have some concerns that we're not aware of. And some of these issues that they're going through is section 56, and they're trying to get trails established, like in section 57. They're trying to design trails. I'm kind of curious to see how the process goes. They're very labor intensive and very long, and sometimes they just don't even get approved.
Yeah, absolutely. And I do know Snowmobile Clubs works very closely with the BC Snowmobile Federation. I was privy to that relationship during the South Peace Snowmobile Advisory Committee, so I don't think this is probably new information to them. We probably just haven't heard from them is all. But I think that is a good idea, absolutely, is to contact and see if they have any concerns that we can lobby for, certainly. Any other comments or questions? All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Thank you. Draft resolution number 2. Is everyone okay with that? Page 56. Okay. So I'll move, whereas many local governments and communities rely on the $299 million the snowmobile industry provides to rural communities in British Columbia for economic stability and development, and whereas local governments, communities, and snowmobile clubs care about maintaining existing meaningful recreation sites and trails partnership agreements with the province of British Columbia for respectful stewardship of the lands, and whereas BC Snowmobile Federation member snowmobile clubs are the largest partner of established recreation sites and trails in BC, and whereas site-level objectives under Section 56 of FRPA have not been established for snowmobile trails in BC, resulting in a lack of communication or need to include consideration in forest stewardship plans, and whereas only a government-authorized designated decision-maker can set individual recreation objectives for an established recreation trail site, therefore be it resolved, the Union of BC Municipalities asks the BC government to allocate the necessary resources to establish the following site-level objectives on all new and existing established snowmobile sites under Section 56 of FRPA. Seconder? Oh. I guess everything on 57 as well. Number 1, the alpine and coniferous forest features along recreation sites or trails will be retained to preserve the outdoor recreation experience and prevent early season melt on snowmobile trails. Number 2, forest planning will include safety considerations for recreational access during the winter months and after harvesting is complete. This will include harvest planning consideration above and below a recreation site or trail to ensure that new exposures and avalanche paths are not created, or that any new avalanche paths are mitigated by terrain modifications such as deflection berms. And number 3, this recreation site or trail is part of the working forest, and as such, activities that are likely to impact access or the recreation experience need to be communicated with the designated partner on the trail site at least 6 months in advance. Furthermore, be it resolved, the Union of BC Municipalities asks the BC government to allocate the necessary resources to establish the following site-level objectives on all new and existing snowmobile sites that are established under Section 56 of FRPA and that are considered to be high-value forest recreation sites and trails by Recreation Sites and Trails BC or identified as an important recreational area by the FLNR Regional Executive Director. I think that's enough. Seconder. Councillor Norbury, discussion? All in favor? Carried, thank you. Any other items on the consent agenda, council? I'd like to move 7.9 for discussion. Seconder, Councillor Majinski, all in favor? Opposed? Carried, thank you. I did receive this invitation and I have responded, but I also asked if there are tickets available for council members, so just wondering if anyone with council wanted to attend. I do get some of these invitations throughout the year, but I don't think it's just an opportunity for myself. I think it's also an opportunity open to council, so I will try to ensure there is a ticket available for you if there is, or if you do want to attend. Let me know. Okay, thank you. Moving on to bylaws 8.1. Adoption of unsightly premises amendment bylaw number 704, 2021. Recommendation, please. Councillor Norbury.
That the District of Tumble Ridge Unsightly Premise Amendment Bylaw number 704, 2021 is adopted.
Seconder, Councillor Majinski. Discussion? All in favor? Carried, thank you. 8.2, adoption of municipal ticket information amendment bylaw number 705, 2021. Recommendation, please. Councillor Majinski.
The District of Tumble Ridge Municipal Ticket Information Amendment Bylaw number 705, 2021 is adopted.
Seconder, Councillor Korkalka. Discussion? All in favor? Carried, thank you. New business, 9.1, HR policy updates. Dated August 3rd, 2021 from the Chief Administrative Officer requesting adoption of the following policies. HR 4, HR 5, HR 6, and HR 7, and requesting the following personnel policies are rescinded. PERS 20, PERS 21, and PERS 14. Recommendation, please. Councillor Lehman.
That the District of Tumble Ridge Whistleblower Policy HR 4 be approved and that PERS 20 Whistleblower Policy be rescinded. And that Corrective Discipline Policy HR 5 be approved and that PERS 21 Corrective Discipline Policy be rescinded. And that the Workplace Violence Prevention Policy HR 6 be approved and that PERS 21 Corrective Discipline be rescinded. And that the Recruitment Policy HR 7 be approved and that PERS 14 Hiring Policy be rescinded.
Seconder, Councillor Majinski. Discussion? Thank you to staff for updating these policies. I know it was a lot of work to get that done, so thank you for that. All in favor? Opposed? Carried, thank you. No more 9.2, so 9.3, rescindment of an approving officer and appointment of an approving officer and deputy approving officer. Report dated August 3rd, 2021 from the Director of Corporate Services requesting council appointments for the district's approving officer and deputy approving officer. Recommendation, please. Councillor Norbury.
That council rescind Doug Beal's appointment as approving officer for the District of Tumble Ridge. That council appoint John Simcock, Director of Operations and Infrastructure, as the approving officer for the District of Tumble Ridge. And the council appoint Jennifer Thompson, Chief Administrative Officer, as Deputy Approving Officer for the District of Tumble Ridge.
Seconder, Councillor Lehman. Discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Thank you. Notice of motions. Ms. Thompson.
Thank you, Mayor Bertrand. So I did receive a notice of motion submitted by Councillor Howe as he was not able to attend tonight, so I would like to read it for him. that council directs staff create a report that outlines the reasons or history behind why the community charter offers property exemption status to churches, and to show the tax amounts the DTR has to exempt per year as a result of that community charter requirement. And that council creates a resolution to take to UBCM requesting a change to the community charter to allow cities and municipalities to tax religious organizations if they should so choose.
Okay, thank you. Any other notice of motions this evening? And councillors' business? Councillor Norbury?
Thank you, Mayor Bertrand. I wanted to inform everybody about what happened in the last community forest meeting. I don't know if anybody's noticed, but there has been some blowdown in the by the interpretive trail. So if work hasn't begun on that area, it will soon be to go in and clear it up, because it's pretty unsightly and we want to keep that place looking good. We have a bit of a holdup on our harvest plans this year. Our cut blocks were in part of our new harvest management plan, and for some reason it's been taking longer than we anticipated for it to be approved. So what we had planned for our fall harvest out by the airport is maybe put on hold, but this is one of those things. It is what it is. And the last thing that we had, we did have a grant request come in from the Tumble Ridge Senior Secondary School for a little under $10,000 for upgrades to the food rooms, which the community forest approved.
Approved. Perfect. Thank you. And thank you, Councillor Krokalka and Norbury, for your reports here. Councillor Krokalka, you wanted to talk about Health Needs Task Force?
Yeah, so this didn't come up at a meeting. It was actually an email that was sent. I forwarded on to Ms. Thompson as well, just to get it on the agenda. But we have a site visit coming up on August 21st, 22nd. At first, it was going to be a one night. The doctor's plans have changed. She is now going to be here for 2 nights, so she'll be here about noon on the 21st, spending the 21st and the 22nd at Tumble Ridge. I've talked to Ms. Thompson. We already have a budget set for the Health Task Force in regards to site visits. So we haven't had a meeting. We won't meet until August and after the site visit. So I've had a bit of a chat with her. Just reading through the notes I just got this afternoon. It was just confirmed this afternoon. So the prospective doctor was actually looking at doing site visits at 4 locations: Tumble Ridge, Dawson Creek, Fort St. John, and Mackenzie. And at this point on that weekend, she is just coming to Tumble Ridge. So far, to me, that almost looks good and then she may be going to Dawson, Fort St. John at a different time. But the plan was to actually do 3 site visits on this tour, but she has picked just to come here for 2. So that's a good thing, I think. If we are successful in retaining this doctor or having her like the community and sign on, her start date would be in July of 2022. So I have not heard from Northern Health, unless Councilor Lehman has, but we haven't had any of the task force to decide that we have a doctor leaving, but I'm assuming with a site visit, we possibly have a doctor that's contracts coming up, or because we have room for 3, so we have 3 right now, so I just put 2 to 2 together. Talking with Dr. Helm, he's had some phone conversations with his doctor, very interested, likes the area that we already have, there's been some interest in, so we're just trying to confirm with the doctor what her thoughts are on COVID in regards to doing a dinner and what kind of, how many people she'd like to attend. So that'll come in details to Ms. Thompson and invite the council. We definitely will get a chance for, if council's available, to at least go meet her. And we're going to do a few things there at the top with Councilor Demon. But I think it's great. She's out of, I don't know, I believe it's somewhere around Toronto that she'd be coming from. So her husband, she went to Europe to do her studying and worked over there for 4 years or 5 years, I think Dr. Helm said, and then moved back. He won't be joining her on this visit. The plans were for her husband to join, but his work is not decided. So I think it's great. I think we need to throw out the red carpet again, just like we did previously, and hope to retain a doctor.
Yeah, absolutely. You said you had a budget in the Health Needs Task Force for this?
Yeah, it was approved. I'm not sure if Ms. Thompson has a total, but I think it's $10,000. But again, it's not for the task force to spend. It's all approved by Ms. Thompson.
Right.
So we don't approve it as two councilors on the task force. We take ideas and if it fits within her realm.
Right.
So last time we did a helicopter trip, that was from the other doctor that came up from Bellapula. We did some hiking, which is obviously that was all volunteered by Brigham Sherman, and I'm assuming they're working on that as we speak. So I think we're looking at the same thing, trying to do helicopter trip and that.
Yep.
And the dinner. I think last time we covered the dinner as council. So
Yep.
again, hope we'll have more details and what her thoughts are on COVID restrictions. And I mean, the more we get out from council, I think the better.
Yep, absolutely. Okay, so we don't need to set a budget or anything then, it's all already been done. Okay, perfect. Any other councilor's business? Councilor
So I
Kirkhope?
don't really have council business. I'm not trying to put you on the spot. I actually meant to talk to you earlier. I actually remember when you came over, when we had our chat the day we got back. You sit on the Caribou task force, you do sit on the snowmobile one. I guess my concern is if you guys had an emergency meeting at all, or even had a Zoom meeting in regards to, we have BC Wildfire Services allowing prime habitat of caribou burned. And when we sit on that caribou thing, and here we are, prime caribou habitat burned. Now, I understand the forestry, and this is no dig at Mr. Curry or BC Wildfire Services, but you know we're stopping the sledding and we're pulling back, we're blocking, we're not going to allow people to go sledding, so we're going to allow the bush to burn. That burns their food for the winter.
Mhm.
So has there been any kind of talk from your guys' groups?
None. And I think that could be a topic we can bring to UBCM, to the ministers. There is a significant amount of prime caribou habitat burning right now all over the province. So it's not just here either. Possibly the maps may have to change. I don't know how a burn affects their theory or their thinking on the prime habitat. I really don't know. You know, personally, when the forest burns, it's a revitalization. I don't know if that works for lichen or not. I don't believe it does. So, yeah, certainly that question is going to need to be asked in the future, for sure. The South Peace Snowmobile Advisory Committee is no more. Once we did our report to government and to the four parties, then that committee has dissolved now. We've done all that we can. Our recommendation report was submitted, but the restriction was doubled on the parties' side. So the Snowmobile Federation plus all the clubs, as well as myself, kind of were perturbed by that decision, and we stand by the snowmobile recommendations that we made in our report. So there's still a lot of big decisions to come. As far as the timeline goes, I believe all of the information plus what we heard, it should be before the minister in September here for a decision. So I really don't know which way it's going to go. Councillor Kirkhope?
Yeah, and I just got one more thing. So thank you for that, because I just, I thought that was a concern. I actually meant to reach out sooner.
Absolutely.
It's kind of weird, right? But the other thing is I guess it's thanks to staff, but Thunder Ridge Mountain Bike Association had their grand opening of the pump track. I'll tell you one thing, top notch done by staff for the way they set it up, barricaded off roads. They had staff there on site pretty much all day. I mean, I'll be honest, if they're being paid so big, if not, they definitely looked like volunteers out there and supported the event. Ms. Thompson did a great speech. It was well represented by not only residents of Thunder Ridge, but definitely from outsiders, tourists. But I also believe people came up, and maybe Councilman Jens can know more of that. But to me, definitely had a ton of people there. It was a fantastic job done by the Mountain Bike Association, by the district. We had I'm going to call her a sergeant, but she's not. She's commanding officer at Chuck.
Right.
She came up because our intern sergeant was out of town doing courses. We actually got her on a bike. So hats off to her. I've already been over to talk to the sergeant, or the acting sergeant here. What an eye opener when an officer comes up and has that community involvement or community engagement. Not even being from Thunder Ridge, but talking to the people, talking to the youth, the children, district staff. I don't think she missed anybody that day. I think there was probably 200 people, 250 people there. I actually believe she reached 250 people by talking to them.
That's
So it was really
excellent.
impressive. You know, Council Milbury was there with his family. Didn't see Council Lehman on a bike on that day, but.
Who's in the Yukon?
Okay, there you go. But no, I think staff did a great job, so I mean, hats off to staff, Public Works, I know they were there, and I think it looked great. You know,
Yeah.
seeing when staff was involved there, I think really showcased the district.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more, and I'm very upset I was unable to attend. I did see some video of kid after kid and big kid going one after the other, just loving life. So huge success all around, and thank you, Councillor Majinski, for all your efforts, Councillor Norbury and Councillor Lehman for your watering efforts. You certainly have saved the grass and the sod there, so well done by all, to be honest. I think it's a fantastic project, and it's going to be a great addition to the town. Councillor Majinski.
Thank you, Robert. And one more thing to add on to that is, I reached out to our MLA and MP as well to see if we can get some exposure of the pump track. It's showing some post-COVID effects and how we can bring the community together. I haven't heard a response back from them, but I think maybe we should bring that forward to show that up in North here we're actually progressive and looking at doing things and bringing communities together. So I think this was a really good way to do that, and it brought a lot of people to the Peace Region. I talked to groups from Port St. John, Dawson Creek, and Taylor for sure. I think people came to the Peace Region as well, so brought a lot of people out that day, and a lot of the residents here that were regulars were there too. There's people there at 9 in the morning, and then they left, and then when 11 o'clock, there's people already there riding before the event started. So
It's awesome. Yeah, well done again. Any other councillor business? Okay. Before question and answer period, we do have a pressing issue that we're likely going to need a special meeting for. We have an opportunity. I don't know if I can divulge the opportunity. No. Okay. Good thing I said it that way then. We need to make a decision on an event, and I think it's going to need a special meeting for it, as they need to know ASAP. And we weren't able to gather all the information for this agenda today, so Ms. Thompson, when were you thinking, like as soon as possible, or?
We would prefer, thank you, Member Trent, we would prefer as soon as possible. As long as we can, I feel, do it before the 11th of August, which would be next Wednesday. We should have enough time to respond within the deadlines that have been provided.
Okay. Councillor Kirkhalka?
Just curious if we didn't have the information, or weren't able to have all the information for tonight's meeting. Do we have all the information at this time?
Ms. Thompson?
Thank you, Member Trent. So we do have information that we can bring it all forward now. I just received some stuff on Friday of last week, so we do have the information now.
Councillor?
Could we look at this meeting on Wednesday or Thursday? This week, if it's that trying?
That was my thoughts, actually. Yeah. I was thinking Wednesday, if possible. Councillor?
I guess to Councillor Milbury, just with work schedules and stuff like that, good morning, I guess yourself too, like I can make the morning, I just know with staff, instead of bringing them back in and causing extra hours.
Yeah, I'm sure this one will be a quick one. Ms. Thompson?
Thank you, Member Trent. So if we do call a special meeting, we do need the 24 hours notice. So tomorrow is Wednesday, today is Tuesday. So we would have to do it later or on Thursday.
Okay. Councillor?
Is this meeting open or closed?
Open, I believe. Closed, I believe. Closed.
Closed.
Councillor?
So if that's the case, we can also wait the 24-hour period when we realize we can't have residents here. That's the only reason I asked if it was open or closed. If it's closed, I mean, it's easy enough, I mean, that's up to council, but we can also wait the policy if staff's prepared to bring it forward against it.
True.
So yes, we can waive the policy.
Because it's enclosed. Tomorrow morning work, Councillor Majinski?
So if it could be waived, can this be an addition for this evening if we have information?
We don't have the information for council, that's the problem. Staff has the information, but it's not ready for council at the moment. Counselor?
Sorry not to talk behind the worship's back. Just asking the council beside me to schedule this. I mean, obviously, we need to go through this information as councilors as well. I
Yeah,
mean, don't get me wrong, I'm a parent, I mean, I'm assuming staff has it. You know, as long as, to me, council feels confident, we can read through it, indulge what we may have in there, that's all I'm saying.
Yep.
I was just asking Council what the 2 days look like, so.
Right.
My apologies.
yeah, no, and rightfully so. I've got tomorrow off as well. That's why I can be available tomorrow morning or evening. Back to work on Thursday, so if we did want to wait till Thursday, I'm sure Councillor Kirkowka can chair this meeting as well. Councillor?
I'm free Wednesday. I'm free tomorrow if you want to do Wednesday. Thursday afternoon too, if that's.
Okay. Councillor Kirkowka?
Can we do Wednesday at 2 or 3 o'clock then? Just gives us more time to read the information. I'm not sure what's in it, right? So,
Yeah,
and I hate to say 9 o'clock tomorrow morning and it's
yeah,
5:30 now, and
for sure,
I
yeah.
know, and again, that's why I was.
Afternoon works for me as well.
Okay.
Councillor Minsky?
I think I'm okay to attend.
Councillor Lehman?
I'm fine Thursday, I have an appointment in Dawson, so Wednesday works for me.
Okay, so let's go tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Okay, thank you very much. And Ms. Thompson, question and answer period, did you receive anything?
I have none.
Okay, thank you. And resolution to closed, 13.1. I'd like to move that council resolve to a closed meeting pursuant to the Community Charter, Section 91C and J. C is labor relations and other employee relations, and J is information that is prohibited or information that were presented in a document would be prohibited from disclosure under Section 21 of the Freedom of Information and Protection of Privacy Act. Seconder, Councillor Kirkowka. All in favor? Opposed? Carried, thank you. 10-minute recess, please.
Oh,